The Pixel 10 Pro might be one of the smartest phones Google has ever made, but you'd never guess it by looking at it. On the outside, it's basically last year's Pixel 9 Pro all over again. Same shape, same camera bar, same overall design language. But under the hood, that's where the story gets interesting. Google has given this phone an entirely new brain, the Tensor G5, and it changes how the Pixel plays in a world dominated by iPhones and Galaxies. Here's why this matters. Last year, Google hit double-digit market share in the US for the first time. So the Pixel 10 Pro isn't just another release, it's a statement. It has to prove Google belongs in the big leagues, right up there with Apple's iPhone 17 Pro and Samsung's Galaxy S25. And while the design doesn't scream new generation, the experience it delivers could make this phone a sleeper hit. So what exactly do you get? Let's start with the display, because it's one of the highlights. The Pixel 10 Pro packs a 6.3-inch OLED panel with LTPO 120Hz refresh rate and a ridiculous 3300 nits peak brightness. That's brighter than just about anything else out there, and the color accuracy is top tier. Whether you're watching HDR movies or scrolling in bright sunlight, the screen doesn't disappoint. The cameras are a little more complicated. Hardware-wise, it's copy-paste from the Pixel 9 Pro, a 50-megapixel main, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 48-megapixel telephoto with 5x optical zoom. Selfie camera, same 42-megapixel unit. On paper, it looks lazy, but the trick is in the software. Google is leaning hard on AI with features like ProRes Zoom that can push digital magnification up to 100x while still producing surprisingly usable shots. It raises the philosophical question, are you still taking a photo, or is the AI painting one for you? Either way, the results are often impressive. Performance is where the new brains part really comes into play. The Tensor G5 is built by TSMC this time, not Samsung, and it shows. Benchmarks reveal a 34% CPU boost and a 60% leap in AI processing power compared to the Tensor G4. It still trails the iPhone 17 Pro and Galaxy S25 in raw horsepower, but it's finally competitive. Add 16 gigabytes of RAM and storage options up to 1 terabyte, and you've got a phone that feels genuinely future-proof. And speaking of the future, Google promises 7 full years of software updates. That's not just keeping pace with Apple, that's extending Android longevity in a way no other brand is matching right now. The AI features also highlight why the Tensor G5 matters. Gemini Nano runs directly on device, powering tools like Magic Q, which anticipates what you need before you ask, or Gemini Live, which can see your screen and interact in real time. There's even Camera Coach to guide your photography and ask photos, where you edit images by simply talking to your phone. These aren't just gimmicks. They represent a shift in how we'll interact with our devices over the next decade. Now, let's talk battery. The Pixel 10 Pro comes with a 4870 mAh cell, technically shy of 5000 mAh, but still a bump over last year. Battery life is better, with standout web browsing endurance, though gaming drains it faster than expected. Charging speeds remain modest at 30 watts wired, but the real news is support for Qi 2 wireless charging. That means magnetic accessories, basically Google's answer to MagSafe, are now part of the Pixel ecosystem. Expect chargers, stands, wallets, and cases that snap on seamlessly. So where does that leave us? If you already own a Pixel 9 Pro, the 10 Pro doesn't give you many reasons to upgrade. The design is recycled, the cameras are recycled, and most of the AI features will probably trickle down to older models. But if you're buying your first Pixel or coming from an older phone, this might be the sweet spot. You're getting one of the brightest displays on the market, rock-solid cameras with new AI tricks, a smarter chipset, and Google's longest software support ever, all in a premium package. The Pixel 10 Pro is a classic example of evolution over revolution. It won't blow anyone away at first glance, but once you use it, you start to realize where Google is headed. AI isn't just an add-on here, it's baked into the core experience. And if Google keeps refining this approach, the Pixel line may not just be keeping pace with Apple and Samsung, it could eventually define the next era of smartphones. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.